Tres.
Sí, mejor lo grabas tú y ya me ratas el video.
Ujú, ya,
Ya.
ya.
Hello, Valeria. How have you been?
Everything is fine, Rodrigo. Although has been traveling through Peru recently.
Hey, so let's talk about trends in Peru. Have you noticed any recent trends?
Yeah, actually, one of the biggest trends right now is a healthy and organic food. More people are choosing natural ingredients and superfoods like quinoa, chia, and maca. It's saying like everyone is trying to eat a healthier.
That's true. I think it's great trend because Peruvian food is usually delicious, but can sometimes be heavy. Adding more healthy options makes it ever better. For example, I seen more restaurants offering quinoa bowls or replacing white rice.
Exactly. And many restaurants now offer a vegetarian and vegan dishes. Even traditional Peruvian dishes has healthier version. For example, some places make lomo saltado with tofu instead of beef.
And yeah, it's interesting how even classic dishes are changing. But do you think people like this trend or is just a passing phase?
I think it's dependent on the person. Young professional and fitness enthusiasts love it because they care about their health and environment. However, older generation may still prefer a traditional food.
That makes sense. I've also noticed that social media plays a huge role in food trends. People see influencers postings about a new trendy dish, and suddenly everyone wants to try it.
Yeah, absolutely. Instagram and TikTok has a big influence. Have you seen how many people post picture of their food before eating? It's like, if you don't take a picture, did you really eat?
True. Speaking of influence, do you think food trends and food art really affect people's choices?
Definitely. As create a lot of hype around a certain food like bubble tea or pokeballs. Something these trends fade quickly, but others stay.
Yeah, like bubble tea a few years ago, if weren't that popular in Peru, but now there are so many places selling it. Oh, that's happened all the time. That's why I try not to trust foods too much. By the way, what's your favorite restaurant? Do you think the food is worth the price?
There's a Grazia food restaurant near my house. Their ceviche is amazing, the prices are high, but the quality is excellent. So I think it's worth it. And they use really fresh fish, and you can taste the difference. What about you?
In my case, I love a small restaurant that serves homemade Peruvian food. The prices are affordable and the portions are big enough. The food is just delicious. I always order ají de gallina when I go there.
Nice. I love ají de gallina. Some restaurants serve a very small portion. So has you ever feel like a restaurant wasn't worth the price?
Oh, yes. I once went to this fancy place that was super expensive and their portion very thin. I left feeling hungry.
That's the worst. I had a similar experience with sushi. It was way too expensive and the fish didn't taste fresh. I won't go back here.
Yes, I guess price doesn't always mean correctly. Have you ever had a really bad experience with food?
Oh, definitely. Once I ordered a sandwich at food truck, and after a few hours, I feel really sick. I think it's the ingredients weren't fresh. I was awful.
That sounds terrible. I had similar experience with a hamburger. The meat was cooked enough and I feel sick afterward. Since then, I always check if the food looks fresh before eating it.
That's a great idea. Some restaurants are very clean, but others not so much. I think it's hygiene should be a priority.
Totally agree. So after talking about all these Food trends, would you say they're important?
I think they can be interesting, but people sure eat what they like, not just follow trends.
Yeah, some trends are great, like eating healthier, but other just your marketing.
Exactly. Well, I am getting hungry after all this food talk. Let's go to eat something.
Okay, good idea.